Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ivory Tower Boiler Room. It's Dr. Andrew Rimby here for an exciting pop culture summer analysis with one of my favorites, Randomly Ronnie Jr.
I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island in a second, but I just want to spend a little bit of a moment, um, if I may. I want to spend a little bit of a moment on saying that yes, we talked about it briefly, that Comeback and Hacks were so beautiful and why I feel like they were beautiful. Comeback was more challenging with Lisa Kudrow than Hacks. Hacks gave me every tingling sensation that you're ever going to want. The Comeback was only challenging for the exact reason it was supposed to be challenging. When it first aired all those years ago, it was basically the character Valerie Cherish, hello, 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 adjusting to certain times where in an industry you're going to have to pivot. And even when it got to its second season, all those years ago, it kind of just, followed suit as to what was happening. This third time was the hardest to watch, which made it maybe more of a brilliant show in some weird ways, but it was harder to watch. Like I was able to laugh at the humor of the challenge, though, of an older gal as an actress trying to find where she fit in the first round and even the second round, second season. But the third season, when the third season came about and it was dipping into kind of what we were talking about a second ago, the digital consumption and what that does for the arts. I found myself laughing, of course, on a lot, but also feeling very challenged and sad, but also strangely communal because everyone who was watching that show and loving that show, we felt like, dang, this is really the uphill battle that is. And they found a way to make it light and humorous and tough, but darn it, Dr. Andrew, it was sad too in some ways. It was a very hopeless show. And I don't mean that negatively. They did, was it Michael Ian Patrick? Is that he created that, right?
Oh,
Is that his
Michael
name?
Patrick King. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I said it wrong. Um, it was brilliant, but it was also a little harder and took away a little bit of my faith in things being able to be entertaining versus this new generation that will be. And I think it unlocked my mind a little bit in some ways where I started to say, oh yeah, people don't want to be entertained anymore, they want to be shocked. And I'm not that person. Like, shock is good, but shock comes and goes, and then you require the dopamine in it. And the Comeback, it just did a lot to me. Hacks
Yeah.
was brilliant though. Hacks was so darn good. um it was heartfelt, and Hacks made me, whenever anyone I know, friends, colleagues, we're all going through what we're going through, maybe you have a tough time in your process or whatever, it made me dig deep in and know the words to say and to be kind to myself when I need to get up and get busy and do what I need to do, despite all the BS challenges, and also how I could show that love to the people that I care about.
Mm.
Um, and it was a little bit of how music is a soundtrack. Hacks was a little bit like a soundtrack to some of the stuff we go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no, no,
I
absolutely.
could not think the music choices, the score in the last episode couldn't be
Oh, that
more
was
brilliant.
so beautiful. Yeah.
Most fascinating was seeing Ava, the Ava character, to see her have that tracking shot, much like we would
Mm.
continuously see the tracking shot with Deborah Vance. Stuff like that was like, as much as I and you, we love a reality show, there's times where we're like, it's the lowbrow for a reason. Because when you see these scripted shows and they tickle you in these ways, you're like, dang. So I was a little bit frustrated that we were going to lose Comeback and Hacks all at the same time. But there's always going to be other shows. I just completed watching Michelle Buteau. Wonderful Michelle Buteau had her third season. Unfortunately, that's done too, called Survival of the Thickest. So a little bit of that is like all sad that these shows are over, but also very inspiring. Like, who's the next wonderful creator? Maybe it's Dr. Andrew, who's got some wonderful story to tell. I don't know. Do I sound too soft and too like warm-hearted right now?
No,
I
I
you know
love it, Ronnie. Well, and let's get into Rhode Island just as we end, which is, yeah, what did you think of this brand new franchise?
Rhode Island, Bravo TV, this reality show, it was wonderful. And it was wonderful because, yes, I just talked about all those wonderful, peaceful, and inspiring things on Hacks, The Comeback, these wonderful HBO shows. But then you got the antithesis of who you are as a viewer, where you see this bat shit, crazy, makes no sense. That, in reality TV was bad for one thing, and it is that it employed people for having no skill set, really. But dang it, if that is going to be a genre, that is a genre. This group of ladies was the perfect group. I think the show coming together, and I don't know if it was originally deemed a Real Housewives. I think some of the shows weren't, and some of those shows make for the best Real Housewives. Like I think, obviously, we know Jill said that Manhattan Moms was originally Real Housewives of New York, and I think Potomac was not. It wasn't a Ladies of Potomac spinoff London. Ladies of London, but it was definitely something, and they were following a particular organization. And then, once you get the cast members, you just build it into the franchise. I don't know for a fact on this, but I think Rhode Island was maybe another show. It was just a good group, a good cast. And when that synergy hit, they probably plopped Dolores over there and said, we're going to make it a Real Housewives. Cast member wise, I'm just going to tell you, Rosie was my most unexpected. I thought Rosie, and I'm gonna sound negative. I thought Rosie was comic relief. I thought she might have even been corny. And Rosie played that damn long game. I had no idea how amazing she was. And I say that to say that I thought Kelsey was interesting too. My favorite Real Housewives moments is when I like both cast members. I always say, whenever Melissa Gorga on Jersey and Dolores Catania on Jersey didn't like each other, it was an amazing scene. Because though I'm more Melissa than I am Dolores, it's like I'm gonna get a great scene because whoever's the victor is you like
Yeah.
both cast members.
Yeah.
And I
Well, how
thought, hell,
about Melissa and
I went,
Teresa?
Teresa, okay, I was doing an episode in my 1,500 episodes I've done. I'm customarily not a Teresa fan, but I don't know if it's because Teresa, Joe, and Melissa are all bonding again and we
Mm.
will get another season, or when I was doing some 20-year Real Housewives recaps of just what the show means and the success and all that, something warmed my heart with like this one simple sentence. If Teresa's contributions weren't what they were, you know, these franchises would not have went on. Customarily, I've never really enjoyed Teresa to the way I've liked Melissa, and I've liked Melissa since season 2. Like when she, people will make the knock. Now she looks like J Lo, but originally Melissa was Melissa. I always liked her.
Yeah.
You may wonder why I like Jen on Orange County, and I know people have their opinions on Orange County, but I like Jen and Ryan because I love a flirty energy couple on camera.
Mm.
And Jen and Ryan, it's a bit sexy if you ask me. And Melissa and Joey, it's a bit sexy if you ask me. Anyways, I know we're talking about Rhode Island, but yeah, I was through the roof on all of these characters. I liked Rula. I did. I understand. Fascinating television.
Yeah.
If this was your life, Dr. Andrew, or if it was for somebody I knew, friends and family, it'd be devastating. You're kind of sort of going through a really tough situation. What an embarrassment. You try to support it in any way you could. For television, you got a gal who is absolutely phenomenal in business, carries and displays herself with such poise and dignity. Probably is really phenomenal at her job. I'm sure maintains a beautiful, distinguished household. She's like perfect on every corner. And that damn goes to the gym every day. What's the name? Gary? No, Brian. Brian.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When
With the
I tell you,
mistress.
when I tell you how much that was like quality television,
Mm.
mind you, Rula's amazing on every front except for Brian. And even her delusions, I loved. She reminded me of Larsa. Larsa, you tell Larsa anything, she is going to tell you. Larsa was so bad, and I love Larsa, that
I
she
know
told
you're like
Dr. Nicole,
obsessed with Larsa.
yeah,
I don't get it, but that's okay.
she told Dr. Nicole, well, I've got more businesses than you. You don't even have a job. She said that to Dr. Nicole, the anesthesiologist. Some delusions on this show
Mm.
make for
Well,
good
it
quality.
seems like you may like the delusional people, Ronnie.
Oh yeah, yes.
You like that TV, but I will say, what are your thoughts on Liz not coming back? Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised, and I think the show's harder than people think. And looking at the whole scope of it all, Liz seemingly on the show had a nice amount of long money, and the show's a little bit, the show, you
Yeah.
won't lose yourself on the show, but you can. And Liz has obviously some stuff, possibly. And if you break it down, she probably took a step back and said, why am I going to do this? Like, it's not like, this is no knock because I love this cast member, but it's not like your cast members like a Gina who, you stand to make this good check. It's valuable for you. Robin on Potomac. I was referring to Gina in Orange County. Robin on
Yeah.
Potomac. You stand to make a good check. If you've got that gorgeous house, what am I doing this for? She did it once. Maybe it wasn't to the expectations. And I mean, yes, there is some thought process to maybe it's other stuff. With that being said, I think
Yeah.
she was perfect for the first season. I think it's maybe too early for her to leave
Hmm.
because
Oh,
there was
you're
so
referring to the allegations that there might have been business things that would come out that
I
would
mean, if
affect
that's
her.
if that's one of the potential reasons, if it's a potential reason, I wish she could have hung in there because I do find this group very fascinating and everyone I think I was talking about Orange County with you, how they just cast people who are you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing, or you're
Yeah.
polarizing or loud, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I
But no
think
one,
the issue too is when they're casting like, oh, you're an influencer, you're someone
yeah,
who like, has a lot of followers. Like, I don't think that works
yeah, because it can't
either.
be all. It can't be all of the same thing. It has to be
No.
your your insecure person next to your very secure person. It needs to be your, I don't want to call anyone broke, but your broke person next to your wealth. That's what makes the show. I mean, Dorinda next to Tinsley was interesting. I mean, Dorinda had her heyday, and maybe she was struggling with getting older, and then Tinsley was like this picture perfect of maybe someone who she once was. I don't know if that's what caused that tension, but that's how you cast a show. And I thought that, yeah, some of these shows, Orange County, Atlanta, they just cast who they think are the most interesting or have the biggest following. Rhode Island was different. Everyone complimented each other in such a way that it was complimenting each other, but it also caused friction too. Um,
Mm.
with that being said, I had no problem with Ashley uh, at all. Ashley and Jared. I know that they were your influencer ones on that show, but I think Ashley, is that her name? Yeah, Ashley. She
Yeah.
she uh,
The
she
one
leaned
from The
in.
Bachelorette
I think she
or
leaned in.
Bachelor, The Bachelor. Yeah.
Yeah, she leaned in. She understood comic relief. She understood she was the out of town, not a
Yeah.
local. I actually thought
I
if any,
liked her reactions. I think
yeah,
you need that person who kind of just, has the type of audience reaction, like, where am I? Confused or shocked about what's going on. I thought
yeah,
she provided some interesting perspectives,
yeah,
but
she didn't seem corny or cliche about it either.
no.
I mean, the real deal is they are a younger couple coming from a show, which a lot of perceptions of that could even be like how authentic is the love story. You meet on a TV show, so seeing
Yeah.
them do that I think is kind of interesting. I would totally bring her back. Rosie, like I said, was my most unexpected. Kelsey was my. She had a couple corny moments. She did, but she also embraced who she was. I mean,
Yeah. I
but she leaned.
definitely I definitely will say I think Joellen was probably my favorite.
Oh, that goes without saying. Yeah, when Joellen talks,
Yeah.
I feel like I mimic Joellen's talking, structure, her cadence,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
she's damn funny. Okay, can we do a caution about Joellen though? For one thing,
Sure.
this is just I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Is Joellen, and it's funny because she sounded like she didn't watch the show before, didn't care about the show, all these things. If you had to, is Joellen, and this is me digging deep because I like her, is Joellen the closest to a Heather Gay? And what I mean by that is Heather Gay on Salt Lake City is the most she was a fan of the show. She will do what needs to be done to make a show. Is Joellen on that same trajectory, or am I overthinking it?
Poss No, possibly. I mean, I think on every show there's always the one who will do whatever the producers ask.
Yeah.
And I think that's Joellen. I think that's Heather Gay. I think that's um well, I think that's why Kyle Richards is popular because she does do what the producers want her to do, which is try to stir up things between everyone.
So
As
wait,
long as
I
as long as Kyle Richards doesn't have to be, you know, uh hit by the bus. She's not going to put herself out there, but she'll
she'll throw
get
under.
everyone
Yeah,
else involved.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good
No,
question, but I'm curious to see. Um, I definitely think Rhode Island was very captivating. I think that it's doing justice to the Real Housewives. I think that's probably up there now as one of my favorite casts, like of the recent casts that are, out
yeah,
there.
it's good. It's good because again, the franchise get coming up on 20 seasons, 20 years, and yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess this happens in sports too. Everyone's a fair weathered fan. It was moments
Yeah.
ago, Housewives this, Housewives that, and then like, you know, new shows come into play. Love Island, Love Is Blind, and kind of don't want to play. It's like a old puppy. You don't want to play with your dog anymore. There's other things, and so I always try to be like, no, I still do like the show generally, even when they struggle. But this one was a nod to some old school Housewives TV show
Yes.
reality
Yes. That's what was
mess.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea why they put on pause New Jersey, really. I don't know why they put on pause Miami. Do you have an inkling on what you think Miami could do to fix itself? Is it done like
Uh,
completely?
I mean, all I heard was allegedly it was because of Alexia's on and off again husband, Todd, and he um pursued legal matters against the
Oh,
cast members. So I think
well, that'll do it.
yeah, but
Well, Carson must be pissed then in that
yeah,
case.
I think that whenever you involve the law or any kind of
Mm-hmm.
again, like it when it gets to a level where you're threatening the cast members,
Mm-hmm.
like what Margaret Joseph's her son like being
Yeah.
threatened and called like to me like
It's
why did it reach that level? Like why is that
and,
even
and
going
even
on?
if the show leans into scandal, like it's tantalizing, I guess, for a moment, but it really does detour from the show, in my opinion. One interesting take I always had was Salt Lake City. And
Mm,
this is I didn't think the Jen Shaw like the show's fine without her. Like, remember they had the full
yeah.
season dedicated to what's going to happen, and it was almost like seeing a Teresa type situation. Obviously, much different things, or Erica Jane situation. I really like when the network does follow these stories. I don't want to see it. I don't think following these types of stories are good for this show anymore.
Mm,
I think there's enough going on, and it's not why I want to watch reality TV. It really isn't. So
yeah.
that's what made
Yeah.
it a little different than when with Rhode Island, because it just felt like
Yeah.
just the
Well, they said it
silliest
was like
argument.
original Jersey, and I agree. It had that um that organic excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we go, I just have to know, Ronnie, because a show I'm really enjoying isn't a housewife show, but it's The Valley. I really like The Valley.
What? I'm befuddled. I'm verklempt. What? Tell me what,
You
where, and who, and why. I've got nothing about me that likes the Valley, and I would probably assume that I don't know that the showrunner is that great of a showrunner. But in contrast to that, yeah, he did do Vanderpump Rules. And in contrast to that, I'm one of the few. I swear I'm like the only person who watches. I like the Vanderpump Rules reboot with Kim, with Marcus, with Venus, I like the new cast.
I was gonna say
So
I don't
I
know any of them because I didn't watch it, but
Oh, I
yeah,
loved that season. I'm one of the few. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I want to, on one part, think is it the showrunner because he does Beverly Hills too, and I famously don't love Beverly Hills, and I don't like The Valley, but yet I do watch Vanderpump. So I don't know what the problem is, but that's so funny. Rather than me because I'm not going to be a hater. What do you like about The Valley? I used to live in Studio City. Like, I just cannot get behind that show.
I
Tell me what you
like
like.
I like the group dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Lala and Tom um and Kristen, Brittany. I don't know. I kind of like the new people that they brought with them. Like I really enjoy um that there are gay cast members like Zach and
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine. Um
Mm-hmm.
and that like the friendships do seem genuine. I like Janet.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think like they all are kind of working in interesting ways together.
Can I tell you
Um
something I think
yeah,
sucks? Like, and it's not like I haven't watched the show. I
yeah.
follow it. Probably this third season is my least following of it, but I think I wish Sheena was on it. I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I
But,
don't know. Sheena never really captivated me, but
mm.
again, I wasn't like a huge like I wasn't a Vanderpump Rules like I wouldn't watch every season.
Oh,
I
okay.
knew some of it, but so to me, The Valley is kind of just like a completely new show in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
I don't have that much attachment.
Well, that's probably
Um,
like the city with Summer House. Like some people are probably going into it just with the city. I don't mind the city, but the real city was MTV's Whitney Port show. The city that you would never Olivia Palermo. You're never gonna get a show better than that of that time, in my opinion. No, but the Valley is a struggle for me. I'll give it another shot. I'll continue on.
yeah.
But I will say that I surprisingly, because I'm not a super fan of the show, Shaw's, although you watch it every once in a while, but I thought to your exact point, having Vanderpump cast members on the Valley mixed in with like the right new people that just seamlessly gel. I thought the Persian was called Persian style of the Valley with Reza and
Mhm.
Golnessa and MJ. I thought it was so good. I thought
Mm.
exactly your 1,000% point. People you already knew, they're adjusting and growing up into a different space and time in their lives. Um, but who they added was really strong. So
Well,
I don't know if
and
they're getting a pick. Oh,
I think that's what doing with Jersey too. I feel
okay,
like the Real Housewives are kind of those that are being rebooted, I guess.
yeah.
Are doing that, keeping older like or seasoned members and adding in like more members. Like I wonder if that's what the Golden I just keep calling it the Golden Girls, but the Golden New York,
Golden
whatever,
Age, yeah. With
Golden
Luann,
Age. Yeah.
Ben Simone, Ramona. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
You
wait, no,
think?
no, they are doing something with New York with
Yeah.
having the newer cast with Carol Radziwill.
Oh, that's what you were mentioning. Okay, is it just Carol? She's the only old school one. Luann didn't come back.
That's all I heard. I mean, I
Mm.
think Luann's on the Golden um what are they calling that show? What did you say? The Golden Life? The Golden
Golden.
Life. Yeah,
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 I like Luann, but there are times in my challenging, hardworking career that I'm like, dang, people be having like 7, 8 shows. Can I get one show? So Luann, I like you, but dang, like spread the wealth a little bit.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
My final thought though, I got to tell you, this is the most important thing I've said in this whole thing. When you talk about cast members joining the Real Housewives and they're making all these decisions with the New York franchise or Jersey or just Orange County, Atlanta, Rhode Island, Potomac, everywhere, Miami. Whatever they do, I wish, Dr. Andrew, that they casted of a certain age, long in the tooth. I do not. Amanda did work on Beverly Hills, yes, and that's great. Melissa Gorga was very young on Jersey, and I love Melissa Gorga and Joey. But I want a crunchy old cast member. I want you to have lived a little, as the great Wendy Williams say. I want you long in the tooth. Thing. And to me, that is the best casting advice that anyone needs to know. Am I completely on point, or you disagree completely?
No, I agree. I agree. I think there needs to be, you always need to have that like veteran um voice, that,
Mm-hmm.
respected voice too. Like the person who knows the genre, or the person who knows who's seasoned, who's a veteran and wise above like wise in years. But
Yeah, I'm speaking to
yeah.
this now. I'm speaking to Bravo. I'm not like saying it's a general rule. I'm saying to Bravo and Bravo casting. When Tinsley was on, I loved Tinsley's CW show. I did. But when Tinsley was on Real Housewives of New York, I wasn't really that impressed. But when her mom, Dale, when Dale was on the show, I was like, Dale, now Dale is the party. I
Mm.
love that. Just, I mean, I don't want to call anyone crotchety, but like just very refined and poised with a little bit of personality. And she was a beauty queen back in the day. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, right. And some people, like, I think it just speaks to the, um, like human condition where some people thrive in certain groups or spaces, and then you could put them in another group and, you know, they just, they don't mesh, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just how group dynamics work. But,
You watch
I'm
a
gonna,
lot of you watch
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you watch a lot of reality TV. You're very scholastic and you're very wise. If you were producing a show for one of the networks, what is an interest that you have?
Hmm. I think that, I mean, I would really want to produce a like queer male, different ages, like
Mm-hmm.
those living in the New York City metro area who are like, entering into different professions, like someone from like Broadway, someone from like a literary or academic profession, someone
Yeah,
who's like more in the sports profession. I don't know. Like I think it would be
yeah.
interesting to see um different personalities of queer men, because I feel
Well,
like they
that's
tend to
been
all be in the same group and you don't
right.
really see differences
Well,
in the group.
There was the A list at one point, and there was Fire Island, a reality show
Yeah.
that Mark
The
Consuelos.
A-list I heard was really like well done.
What Bravo has lost, and I guess a lot of things have lost, is like when Bravo started, it was very, a little bit more, different practices of design and leisure and arts and I getting back to that would be good. So I think to your show, if you added a little bit
Yeah.
of that too and mixed up a really
Yeah.
great cast, well,
Or
hey, Amanda says
well,
manifestation, so I
that's
manifested.
true. That's true. Or consulting, like when Tabitha's takeover, I thought was incredible.
Yeah,
Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Like I really like too when someone comes in and like addresses the problem and fixes it. Like I feel like we don't really have those shows anymore.
yeah.
Um, well, and like the two women I really like, the I've Had It podcast. Jennifer Welch, wasn't she on a Bravo? She was on a show.
I wasn't really familiar with her at all, but I think she was on a show called like Sweet Home Alabama. It wasn't probably called that, but it was something similar. And I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Sweet Home
But I do.
Oklahoma.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay, yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. You're close.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, anyways, hopefully reality TV still could be fun.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, no, no. I think that, you know, it's not going anywhere. I think you're right though. It's like a lot of things right now going through uh a rebranding of sorts.
Yeah,
They're trying to figure out things.
it
Yeah.
reminds me of that era. I think they made the joke about this recently, how like, back in the day, it'd be like a wonderfully talented artist like a Christopher Cross, as a wonderful singer-songwriter. And then when the MTV generation came, music videos were more polarizing, and maybe he didn't like lend to that as much, and new,
Yeah.
more packaged pop stars made sense. It feels like we're kind of in that too. And I just want it to be at a place where there could be a little bit of everything. Like, please give me the just cheesiest,
Yeah.
easily digestible, crunchy pop culture stuff, sure, but also give me a little bit more of a regal, artistic approach. That's all I want. I think there's a void out there for that, and I think I'm going to be the one to find it, and even learn some stuff on my own. I grew up
Yeah.
not watching any musicals, any of that type of really refined programming, television. I never, film. I didn't watch it, but it's been something that's been over the years really exciting. So
Oh,
if it's there, let's
yeah.
let's try to find it. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Let's do our homework. I agree. And so everyone, right, so they can watch your channel, randomly Ronnie.
Yeah,
Um,
most of it, the
yeah,
easiest way to do is randomlyronniejr.com. You just do that and it goes right to it. Or if you're
sure.
doing the keyword search, randomly Ronnie Jr., or the other keyword search would be at Hey Ronnie Jr. Yes, yeah. So it's all
Great.
linked there. It's 1,500 episodes of just things that I felt good about, and
Yeah.
I put my whole heart into it. So hopefully Dr. Andrew enjoys it, and
Oh,
hopefully you
no,
like
no.
it.
I love it, and I know a lot of people love it. So
Mhm.
thank you, Ronnie. I hope you have a great summer. Of course, we'll be in touch. We'll be
Okay.
chatting about our hot takes. But yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on.